Do you need tips to book more open houses? Let's talk about it. Hey everybody, it's Rosemary Lewis, your real estate bestie, and today I am going to give you tips on how to book an open house. But before we get into it, you know what I need you to do. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel and leave me a comment. I want you to leave a comment if you are going to commit to trying some of the tips that I tell you today so that you can book more open houses and get in front of more potential buyers. Let's get into today's question. Today's question is, how can you get in front of more agents to get more open houses? This is a great question, and I'm going to let you all in on a little secret. When I first started in real estate, open houses were my bread and butter for a few reasons. Number one, for some reason, I was way less intimidated. Like, I tried the whole cold calling thing, and where I did get pretty good at it, people seem so scary on the phone. I did so much better practicing my scripts and actually engaging with real people where I could see them, I could see their body language, and honestly, folks tend to be a lot nicer in person than they are on the phone. So open houses were my jam for that. And then here's the next thing. I just did not have the cash flow to throw money away at online leads that probably would not pan out. So open houses were a surefire way for me to get in front of people that were raising their hand, whether they were looking to buy in the next 30 days or in the next year. They were interested, right? Something about these houses piqued their interest, and I had an opportunity to get in front of a lot of people, and I've made a lot of money from open houses. But the challenge is that if you don't have your own listings, how do you actually get the open houses? And I'm going to share a few ninja tips with you. Now, as a person who regularly has listings, right? I get text messages all the time from agents, and it typically says something like, hey, was riding down the street, saw your listing in my neighborhood, would love to host an open house this Saturday or Sunday. Let me know if that's a possibility. And here's the deal. I truly appreciate those agents who do that because I appreciate their effort, but they're not doing anything to stand out, okay? Because if you are a listing agent, you're going to get a lot of messages like that. But let's even back up though. How do I know that I can trust you inside of the listing, right? What are you doing to demonstrate to me that you are going above and beyond? Because even though you are an independent contractor, you are an agent, if I allow you to do the open house at my listing, essentially I'm putting my reputation on the line because I am the one in agreement with the seller. So I'm gonna give you all a few tips on what to do to stand out and to get great open houses. So first things first, definitely check with your broker to see what the rules are about hosting open houses. Now, this is why I am giving you this first piece of advice, this first step you want to have, because some brokers will only allow you to host open houses or to have your open houses hosted with other agents within the brokerage, okay? And this is something that a lot of people don't know, and I definitely don't want to get you in trouble with your broker. So make sure that you are reaching out and you're figuring it out from the very beginning. Who can you host an open house for? Because you don't want to go through all of the trouble to get an open house scheduled only to find out, oops, I cannot even host it because I'm not with the same brokerage. And now you're putting that listing agent in a pinch and your reputation is on the line. So that's first things first. The next thing that I'm going to encourage you to do is start to look at MLS. So what I like to do and what I train my agents to do is we are going to start looking Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday at the latest. We want to have it scheduled. And we are going to look for homes that are most like the ideal clients that you want to serve, right? So if you want to serve first-time home buyers and you want to be at an open house that is going to attract a first-time home buyer, then maybe you're looking for homes within a certain price point. Maybe you're looking for homes that have more characteristics that a first-time home buyer might want, like a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, the things like that. If you, let's just say you want to be in a certain geographic area, right? You really, really want to sell in a certain area of town, right? You are going to look for listings that are meeting that criteria. Try to find something that does not have a ton of market time. You know, something that's been on the market for 200 days is probably not going to be an ideal one to hold open, but definitely something that, you know, has great pictures, it doesn't have a ton of market time, and it really will attract the type of person, the type of buyer that you would like to serve, okay? So when you start to identify those properties, y'all, one thing that you're going to notice, and the more that you do this, is that you may have the same few agents, right, that are the ones who are consistently listing. You're going to start seeing their names over and over and over. And now it's time for you to assert and show your value. So remember, I told you that what I would get a lot of times are text messages. Well, besties, we are going to go above and beyond. And drum roll, please. I'm going to have you send a video to the listing agent. Now you might be like, Rosemary, it's a hard no. I am not sending a video. But hear me out. This is why you want to send a video. You want to send a video because it is going to, first of all, you're going to be able to show the agent how you present. So because I'm saying how you present, make sure that, you know, you have, I'm not saying you got to have on a full face of makeup, but just make sure that, you know, your hair is nice or your hair is trimmed. Make sure that you're looking professional. Speak as articulately as you can. Now, I don't want you to show up disingenuously, right? You want to show up exactly the way that you are, but you want to make sure that you are putting your best foot forward. I'm going to show up on video, and I am literally, this is like your 60 seconds to not prove who you are, but to ask the listing agent if you can have the honor of hosting their open house. But here's the kicker. We are going to share with the listing agent exactly what we are going to do to stand out and to make this a fabulous open house. So that video might sound something like this. Hey, Mr. Listing Agent, my name is Rosemary Lewis, and I am a local real estate agent with eXp Realty. I noticed that you have a fabulous listing at 123 Main Street, and I am available to host it open this weekend. I imagine, because of how beautifully the property has already been marketed, that you have agents reaching out to you all the time. So let me just tell you how I stand out when I am doing an open house. I will make sure to have flyers printed with the date and time of your seller's choice that they would have me do the open house. I will market the home on social media. I'll also go out and I door knock the neighborhood the day before the open house to gather more interest. If your clients are willing for me to do it, I would love to go out and also do a video, because I want to do everything that I can to attract more ideal buyers into the home so that I can help you with the goal of getting the home sold. Again, my goal is to be a partner with you. You've already done such a fabulous job marketing the property. I just want to help you stand out even more. On the actual day of the open house, I have X number of signs. Y'all, I hope that you have several signs. I will put out the signs in the neighborhood 3 to 4 hours ahead of time. I will make sure to arrive to the property at least 1 hour ahead of time to make sure that everything is prepped and ready to go. I will ensure that every visitor that comes into the home, that they remove their shoes, that they sign in. And upon leaving the open house, you will get my immediate feedback so that you can share it with your seller. See, that is a lot different than someone who's just saying, hey, I saw your sign down the street. Can I show up and do an open house? What you are doing is you are demonstrating to the listing agent that you are going to be that person to go above and beyond. And essentially, you know you're there to get leads. They know you're there to get leads. But what are you going to do for them in order to help them present better to the seller? I guarantee you that if you get into the habit of doing this and showing up on Messenger, getting to showing up on their text thread, to following up with a phone call, following up with an email, you will definitely book more open houses. Why? Because you are going to stand out instead of simply blending in. Now, I hope this was helpful, besties. Do me a favor. If you're listening on the podcast and you have a real life real estate bestie who needs some help scoring some open houses, go ahead and share this. And while you're at it, can you go ahead and leave us a 5-star review? Your reviews are what lets the podcast people know that, you know what, we're actually doing something very magical here. And the same thing on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, leave a review. Make sure that you follow and subscribe to the podcast and the YouTube channel. And I will be right back here next week with some more tips from my real estate besties.